just like seeing her for the first time.
Our protagonist achieved a shocking breakthrough. His fist technique, fused with the stellar impact and his unique breathing method, unleashed a power that could no longer be measured by ordinary standards. The combat power index revealed his strength had multiplied to nearly 10 times the standard vitality requirements. Gasps and murmurs spread like wildfire in the room. The brilliance of martial arts skills unfolded before their very eyes, and Lu Shang himself was left in awe, amazed at the boundless beauty of martial arts mastery. The staff present were stunned, but professionalism guided their voices. They stepped forward and congratulated Luang for passing the Rank 1 certification assessment with overwhelming results. Yet, Luang remained calm, clarifying that what he had displayed was already far beyond the requirement of even a Rank 3 martial artist. The staff, drenched in sweat from both excitement and pressure, exchanged glances. One of them stepped closer and, with a mixture of respect and apology, explained that he could not simply grade Luang with the standard procedures. He promised that this kind of genius could not be overlooked. Bowing low, he confessed he would report this matter to the higher-ups. His words carried conviction. He would stake his entire career to ensure Luang received the recognition he deserved. He promised Luang that the association's leaders would personally give him a reply worthy of his talent. Without further hesitation, the staff member turned and sprinted out of the hall, clutching documents like his very life depended on them. Just as calm began to return, the atmosphere shifted once again. A massive shadow loomed from behind. The air turned heavy, footsteps echoing like thunder. A huge form emerged, its eyes glowing with an intimidating light. Before anyone could react, its hand moved like a phantom, striking with the speed of a shadow. In the blink of an eye, a powerful punch landed squarely on Lu Shang's face. The impact was brutal, and his features twisted in pain. Blood splattered, and his face became severely injured. "What the F?" The narration suddenly broke, an awkward voice interrupting. "Somebody please change this narrator. He always changes the script." "Sorry guys, it won't happen again. Anyway, let's get back to our story. Video editor, please remove that beaten face from the scene." The narrative quickly corrected itself, returning to its intended course. The giant, none other than Xiao Changfeng, extended his massive hand with surprising politeness. He introduced himself sincerely, a smile flickering across his intimidating expression. Luang, unfazed despite everything, reached out and firmly shook his hand, introducing himself as well. Their handshake drew attention from all around, and the crowd's astonishment deepened to prodigies. Standing side by side, Zhao Changfeng felt secretly delighted. To meet someone like Luang was rare, perhaps fate itself. Seeing their interaction, other candidates began to approach Luang too, introducing themselves one after another, as though eager to earn even the smallest connection to him. Yet Luang, never one for unnecessary entanglements, excused himself. With swift steps, he slipped out of the assessment room, leaving whispers trailing behind him. Outside the Martial Artists Association building, the atmosphere shifted again. 3 young girls stood waiting, their eyes filled with expectation. King and her friend were there, waiting for their senior sister, Yu Yuan, who had gone inside to attempt her certification assessment. The girl in the middle, wearing a purple jacket, spoke confidently. She claimed that a Rank 1 martial artist certification would be nothing more than a piece of cake for a genius like you. Yuan King agreed with a nod, her voice filled with pride for her senior sister. From afar, she suddenly spotted a familiar figure. Her eyes widened. It was her older brother Long, emerging from the building. Without hesitation, she called out to him. Luang raised a brow, approached her calmly, and asked what she was doing here. King's retort was sharp. She reminded him that she should be the one asking questions. After all, she knew her brother's habits too well. Always skipping school, spending his days asleep in his room, avoiding responsibility. And yet here he was, stepping out of the Martial Arts Association as though he belonged. Luang stiffened slightly. How did his sister know he spent most of his time sleeping? With a light cough to mask his unease, He casually replied that he had some business to take care of. Turning the subject, he asked what they were doing in this area. The girl in the purple jacket stepped forward politely. With a smile, she introduced herself as Fang Fanon, though she added that her friends simply called her Rice. She gestured toward her companion, Zuno, who wore a jumper, and explained that they were King's classmates. Together, they had come to accompany their senior sister, Yang Yuan, from their martial arts club, who was taking the assessment inside. Fang Fanon's eyes twinkled as she looked at Luang. She openly admired him, praising his handsome appearance. She even remarked that he seemed very different from how King had described him. King's cheeks flushed in embarrassment and irritation. Her mouth widened in shock, her usual beauty transforming into that of a furious beast. She reprimanded Fang for being too forward, her words laced with sibling frustration. Luang only chuckled softly. He reached out, patted King gently on the head, and bid them farewell. With graceful ease, he walked away, leaving behind the sound of bickering between the two girls. From a distance, Zuno suddenly spotted their senior sister emerging. They rushed toward Yang Yuan, eager to hear her results. But Yang Yuan's expression was bitter. She begged them not to ask about the evaluation. Sighing, she revealed that an unexpected incident had occurred. All assessments had been suspended until the afternoon. The three girls, dubbed the Powerpuff Girls by their peers, exchanged puzzled glances. They wondered aloud what kind of incident could possibly force the association to halt everything. Yang Yuan finally explained, her tone heavy. She revealed that earlier, during the assessment, there appeared a guy with the power level of a demon and he was the same age as her. His health status was 9.8, and his combat power index had surpassed even that of a rank 3 martial artist, registering more than 12,000. Her words left them frozen. Yang Yuan admitted she had always thought herself talented, but witnessing that monster's power made her realize how insignificant her abilities truly were. The tiny fragment of talent she possessed was nothing but a joke in comparison. Fang Fanon and Zuno felt worry for her. Trying to shift the tension, Fang Fanon asked the most important question, the identity of this monster. Yang Yuan hesitated, but then revealed the name. It was none other than Luang. The three girls stood stunned, unable to believe what they had just heard. On the other hand, Luang had already slipped away from the crowd. He sat calmly, enjoying his favorite bowl of sipa, savoring the warmth and flavor. But then he stopped mid-bite, his sharp instincts catching something unusual. At a nearby street corner, three old women sat murmuring while discreetly watching a group of men in black suits. Their whispers carried far enough. Those men were from the Hongchuan Martial Arts Academy, and they were searching for someone. The old women wondered aloud who the unlucky soul was, the one unfortunate enough to draw the eye of such a powerful academy. At that very moment, Luang's phone buzzed. Glancing at the screen, he saw the name Moff flashing. He realized it was connected to the place where he had taken his assessment earlier on. His brows furrowed. He chose to ignore the call. After all, every medicinal prescription from the future he now carried could fetch him unimaginable wealth. But he also knew he needed to investigate further before deciding whether they were truly worthy of his cooperation. Later that day, back at his home, Luang quickly retreated to sleep. Within his dream, he activated a hologram and summoned Ellie, his ever-reliable assistant. "Show me my biography," he commanded. The hologram flickered, and lines of glowing text appeared before his eyes. Luang read silently, each word striking him deeper. It revealed a shocking truth. In another timeline, he had become a level 2 martial artist at the age of 17, shaking the entire city of Bei. His talent had earned him a place in the Dongying Province Prodigy Training Camp, recommended by the Bei Martial Arts Association. Among the camp's elite, he had ranked in the top 10. The story unfolded further. He graduated from Dongying Martial Arts University 4 years later, then entered the military. Rising through the ranks, he retired honorably as a captain 5 years afterward. Later, he founded the Sacred Martial Arts Academy in Bay City, and reached rank 6 martial artist at the age of 31. He had even attempted the breakthrough to rank 7 master at 36, though he failed. Finally, the biography delivered its most painful revelation. Luang died in a monster ambush in Bay City in July of year MC at the age of 47. Luang's fists clenched. His eyes hardened. This revelation confirmed what he had already suspected. The future was not fixed. It could be changed. 1 week ago, he had still been destined to die as a rank 4 martial artist at 27. Now, his path had already shifted. Had lived into his 40s and reached rank 6. He even had the chance of stepping into rank 7. But Luang was far from satisfied. To the vast world and the future that loomed ahead, this tiny change was utterly meaningless. He wanted more. He wanted to rewrite the fate of mankind itself. In 10,000 years, humanity faced doom. Against such a destiny, a rank 6 martial artist was insignificant. Even a rank 7 master, a rank 8 grandmaster, or a rank 9 martial sage would be helpless if he truly wished to alter the course of fate. He had only one option: climb to the absolute martial peak, achieve rank 10, or even rank 11. Only then would there be even the faintest glimmer of hope, and no matter how faint that hope was, Luang swore he would not hold back. Since he had chosen this path, fate began to move in unexpected ways. On the other side of Bay City, inside a quiet and elegant study, a man named Xu Zhu sat cross-legged before a desk. The fragrance of ink filled the room as his brush glided gracefully across white parchment. Every stroke carried weight and power, his calligraphy spelling out words that spoke of gods and destiny. Opposite him, a communication screen flickered, revealing the face of an elderly man. The elder admired his work and, with a gentle chuckle, praised his calligraphy. He went further, remarking that in his eyes, it was only a matter of time before Zhou advanced into the ranks of a rank 7 master. His tone carried both encouragement and a subtle test. He added that if only Zhou could devote the same level of diligence and patience to nurturing the next generation of martial artists, Bay City would flourish far more. Zhou, the chairman of the Bay Martial Arts Association and himself a rank 6 martial artist, gave a hearty laugh. "Elder, please don't make fun of me," he replied. Though he smiled, a glimmer of weariness lingered in his eyes. He clarified that he truly desired for Bay City to produce more martial arts talent. But reality was far harsher. "Bay City," he said, "has no great established martial arts families. We lack the abundant resources required to nurture talents. Any young seedling with even the faintest spark of potential will naturally think of ways to leave, seeking greener pastures elsewhere. Even if I wanted to cultivate them here, I am powerless." The elder's expression grew serious before he ended the call. He reminded Zhu that the prodigy training camp was around the corner. If Bay City failed to send a participant, it would bring utter humiliation upon their city. His words were sharp, the pressure undeniable. As the screen faded to black, Zhou's hand trembled slightly. He crumpled the paper he had just written, the ink bleeding across his fingers. His eyes darkened with frustration. He wanted to discover new talent, to accomplish achievements, to progress beyond this stagnant place. If he could secure a higher position, with access to resources, he would not be wasting his precious time with calligraphy. For too long, he had been stuck at his rank, yearning for a breakthrough that never came. His thoughts were abruptly interrupted by the hurried sound of heels clicking against the floor. The door burst open, and a girl rushed in, her breathing ragged. She clutched a stack of papers and a tablet close to her chest, her glasses sliding down slightly. Her voluptuous figure contrasted sharply with her panicked movements. "Chairman, Zhou," she gasped, voice trembling. "Some situations have cropped up in the martial arts assessment area." Zhou furrowed his brows. His voice carried authority as he reprimanded her. "Why are you panicking so much? And you didn't even knock." Flustered, she bowed her head and apologized profusely. Then, regaining her composure, she quickly explained that the examiner had passed on extremely important news about a certain candidate. Zhou's eyes sharpened instantly. He reached forward and snatched the tablet from her hands, scanning the recordings with unwavering focus. The footage displayed Luang's assessment. Xiao Yu's hand tightened around the device as he muttered in disbelief. A perfection stage fist technique. For someone his age to have polished a fist technique to the perfection stage. There are not more than 10 people in the world who could compare. But then his rational mind questioned the results further. Even with a perfection stage technique, achieving a combat power index of 12,000 with a health status of 9.8 should have been impossible. By theory, a perfection stage fist technique could only buff one's combat power, twofold at most. Something beyond ordinary comprehension was at play here. Xiao Yu's thoughts raced, and suddenly, a wild joy overtook him. He sprang to his feet and, in a burst of excitement, even lifted his secretary off the ground. The woman's cheeks turned crimson as her body swayed in his strong grip. "Do you know what this means?" Zhu exclaimed, his voice trembling with exhilaration. 1 in a billion. A gifted martial artist has appeared in Bay City. Her voice was faint, caught between embarrassment and curiosity, as she asked, What exactly does gifted martial artist mean, Chairman?" With a serious expression, Zhu explained, his tone carrying the weight of reverence. "Among cultivators, some are born with extraordinary gifts that defy logic. They can awaken supreme powers beyond the imagination of ordinary men. Upon awakening, their health surges, their bodies undergo transformations, and they obtain unique talents. Some gain explosive strength, like raging thunder. Others move with the speed of lightning itself. They are the gifted martial artists beings, destined to reshape the world." Without another moment of hesitation, Zhu donned his formal red suit, his demeanor shifting into that of a man with purpose. "Prepare the car. We must go immediately," he declared. He had made up his mind. He would visit Lu Shang's house personally to thank his parents for raising such a prodigy. Meanwhile, at the headquarters of the Hongwu Martial Arts Academy, news had also spread. Nawang's junior brother hurried to her side, his voice breathless with excitement. "Senior sister, we've found him." Nawang's eyes narrowed. "Explain." The junior brother quickly laid out the details. The boy's name is Luang, a student at Beihai. His father works as a delivery man at Shenhong Logistics. His mother is a cashier at GA Supermarket, and he has a younger sister in her first year of high school. They live in Building 3 of the Bilin district. As Nawang processed this information, her phone rang. The news from the caller made her eyes widen. Zhu had already made his move. Gritting her teeth, she turned to her junior brother and ordered, "Go. Buy some luxurious gifts, something suitable for parents and for a teenage girl, quickly." He nodded without hesitation and dashed off to follow her orders. Not long after, at Luang's modest home, his cultivation session was interrupted by a knock on his door. It was his sister, King, her voice unusually formal. "Big brother, come out. You have visitors." Luang blinked in surprise. It had been a long time since King had called him big brother with such sincerity. Straightening his clothes and taking one last glance in the mirror, he stepped into the living room. His mother's voice was gentle, yet nervous as she urged him to come closer. Standing there was none other than Zhu, dressed impeccably, his aura commanding respect. Xiao Yu rose to his feet and introduced himself solemnly. "Luang, I am the chairman of the Bay Martial Arts Association. I've come to speak with you about your certification assessment." Luang greeted him politely and introduced himself in return. Immediately, Zhu observed the calmness in his eyes, the steadiness of his temperament. Even in this situation, Luang radiated composure rare for someone so young. As he sat down, Luang noticed a girl with a ponytail and asked who she was. Xiao Yu quickly answered, "This is Nawang from the Hongwu Martial Arts Academy." Nawang bowed slightly, greeting Luang warmly. "We've met before, at the dojo," she reminded him. Luang gave a small nod. "Nice to meet you again." Xiao Yu cleared his throat and explained his purpose. On behalf of the Bay Martial Arts Association, he was there to present Luang with his official rank to martial artist badge. Alongside it, Luang would receive a monthly allowance equal to that of a rank 3 martial artist. But that was not all. Due to Luang's exceptional martial arts talent, The association had decided to award him $1 million as encouragement. The announcement shook the household. Luang's parents nearly fainted, their souls seemingly leaving their bodies. From shock, King stood frozen, her wide eyes reflecting disbelief at her brother's achievements. Luang himself remained calm, though gratitude flickered in his eyes. He bowed his head slightly, thanking Zhu for the association's encouragement and support. But in his heart, he knew nothing in this world came for free. Looking Zhu in the eyes, he asked what the true exchange was for such generosity. Zhu smiled faintly, reaching into his pocket. He pulled out a sealed envelope and revealed their true intent. They wished for Luang to participate in the prodigy training camp, soon to be held in Donging province. The name alone made Luang stiffen. Her eyes widened in shock. The training camp, she whispered. She explained hurriedly that this was no ordinary camp. It was where the most talented martial geniuses gathered. But it was also a place of immense danger, where many prodigies were ruined. Her voice trembled as she recalled the story of a senior brother from their academy. Once their brightest hope, he had gone to the camp with high spirits, but when he returned, his brilliance had been utterly extinguished. His spirit was broken, his future destroyed. She turned to Luang, urging him not to take such a risk. Zhu himself nodded, acknowledging her words. She speaks the truth. However, he looked at Luang with a piercing gaze. You are different. From the proficiency and ability you've shown, your future is destined to surpass the rest. The heights you will reach will be far greater than what we can even imagine. With solemnity, he handed Luang the official invitation. Whatever decision you make, we will respect it. Luang's hand closed around the envelope. His voice was steady, but his eyes gleamed with determination. I accept. If I want to change my fate, I must reach my limit.